These are words that we know he wants to tell Drake, but he knows Drake ain't picking up the phone for him.
Drake?
All right, so it's looking like Rory and Maul are reacting to the new J. Cole record, Port Antonio. And it looks like Maul is trying to say that this is J. Cole's plea. This is J. Cole begging Drake to forgive him. Let's check this out. Like the video and subscribe. Let's get it.
Now, don't give me this long voice note because you know Drake ain't fucking with you. Now you want to give us the voice note that you could have sent to Drake yourself. We didn't have to get this.
I would love to hear this music. I want to hear all this shit.
I don't want to. That's personal shit. Call Drake and text him.
The whole beef was personal shit. What are we talking about?
Tell Drake, text him, send him a voice note because you ain't spoke to him since you spoke to Kendrick.
The whole point of the battle was all personal shit. What are we talking about?
Listen to what I'm saying. We're not talking about a battle. These are words that we know he wants to tell Drake, but he knows Drake ain't picking up the phone for him. So therefore, let me.
So he can't rap it?
He can. I don't want to hear it. I don't care to hear this shit.
I don't care what you or Drake thinks about it when I want to hear Jermaine Cole rap about what happened the last 3 months.
We're not talking about. We're talking about the scope of if you and your friend are rappers and then another rapper jumps in on some song that you and him got that's number one, shits on your bar, you look like you want to fight, but then you're like, nah, I don't want to fight. You go home.
Mm-hmm.
Months later, you can't, and you still, and here's the thing, you still rapping. So why not just engage in the fucking battle? You ain't stopped rapping since.
And I'm saying, you're saying a separate point. What I'm explaining to you is the answer to your question. He explained why he didn't want to do the fucking battle.
But you did. You put if Cole never put out a record, never put out a bar, I wouldn't even be talking about this shit. I'm like, yo, listen, he ain't want to get into it, cool. But you put a record out.
Well, if he didn't address any of this, you'd kill him for not addressing it.
How? I don't even speak on Cole unless he puts a verse on. I'm like, nah, that was dope. He can still rap, but all that best rapper out, best rap, you never wear that title again. I don't give a fuck. You could put out the most flawless verse we've ever heard, and you're never getting the best rapper title from me.
What does that have to do with this?
Because when it was time to show that you was the best rapper, you told us you couldn't sleep, and you went home.
Okay.
So I don't want to hear none of I don't believe none of these bars. Don't tell me we wanted blood. We didn't want blood. We wanted to see the people that we thought was the best engage in a rap battle. We didn't want y'all to fight and people to get shot, and nobody asked for that. What is this? They want blood? No, we don't.
Go ahead, Damaris, and I'll address this blood part.
I have so many points. The first one, the saying of, I just took you on tour and put millions in your pocket and gave you your first number one. Y'all talking like Cole was like some opening like act from like Mississippi.
No, nobody's talking like that, man. And now I'm about to start yelling because that's not what we're talking about.
You sitting up here saying he took him on tour.
He took him on tour. He put millions of dollars in his pocket. It's a fact.
And you don't think that was reciprocal at all. You think that he just took like some random niggas, like some random nigga that had no value. You think that Drake took somebody on tour that doesn't put any value because you
nobody said that.
But that's how you're talking. Okay, well I'm
we don't have to talk about that fact. If Drake takes you on tour, you have value. We know that.
I think Cole wanted to do that for some fly shit. I don't think Cole needed the money. They did B markets. They did like Orlando and shit. No offense to Orlando, but they didn't even do a major market. That was two friends having fun.
Y'all are crazy, dog. Who said he needed money? Who said that?
Okay,
well, you talking like he did.
Yeah, you act like that's a stat in this whole thing.
He took you on tour and put millions in your pocket. You talking like he needed the money. That's what you saying. He took him on tour and put millions in your pocket. If I don't need the millions and you put millions in my pocket, like, why does that matter? If I have millions and you put a couple extra, like, what are you talking about?
If I got millions and you give me a couple extra.
But I'm saying,
what are you talking about?
But you acting like he didn't earn that money. Like, that's a handout. You talking like it's a handout. That's not a handout.
That was two A-list rappers trying to have a moment, which is great.
I'm speaking to the facts. He went on tour. He made millions of dollars with somebody. Mm-hmm. And another rapper shitted on your only number one song, the bar that you put in that song, and then you swing, didn't hit as hard as you thought you would, but you swung, and then you decide, nah, I don't want to fight. What is that energy? What is that?
First off, shout out to Rory and Maul. Still got the podcast holding strong, okay? I love the female co-host in the back. Let me tell you something. Them black female J. Cole fans, them girls who was either just in college or they just graduated college or their college memories are, go hand in hand with J. Cole's music. The girls who go to all the J. Cole concerts, don't you ever disrespect Jermaine Cole in front of them. Don't do it. Because they might be educated. They might be lawyers. They might be doctors. They might be high-value women. But for Jermaine Cole, they'll get out that Vaseline. They'll get out that baby oil. They'll take one of them 1,000 bottles from Diddy. They'll turn on some Sexy Red, and they will fight you in the streets for J. Cole. But here's the thing. I know she was defending J. Cole. Oh, y'all acting like he needed Drake to do him a favor. Maul, you don't have to go back and forth with her on that point. Because I love how people try to diminish Drake to defend their favorite artists. In the song we talking about, Port Antonio, I quote, Jermaine Cole said, I can't lie, Drake. You did a lot for me, my nigga. We don't have to argue with the J. Cole fans. And I'm a fan of J. Cole too. Like, I'm damn near almost equally a fan of J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. I just got Drake a little more up here because I relate to his music a little more. But all three of them, I mean, you can't go wrong. Let's just be honest, okay? But you don't have to go back and forth when that man said out of his mouth that he loves Drake and appreciates Drake for everything that he's done for him, okay? Y'all gotta stop it. Secondly, this nigga Maul has been talking like he talks to Drake every single day. How does he know that, J. Cole and Drake aren't talking? And that J. Cole might be reaching out to Drake, but he won't respond. And see, I'm gonna go even deeper with that point. Y'all know Academics has been like a mouthpiece to Drake. And y'all also know that Academics and Maul have been beefing ever since they were on the Joe Budden podcast, which used to bring heat when they was on the podcast together because Joe and Academics had a relationship. Meanwhile, he's roasting Rory and Maul every day, but he's still cool with Joe. I think that was a major issue on that podcast, and I think it also contributed a little bit to the breakup. I think Maul knows what he's doing when he keeps bringing up this like pseudo relationship that he has with Drake, because I don't think he's ever come out and said like how close he is to Drake, but it's obvious that he's saying things based on conversations that he's having with Drake directly. And even Academics had to say, he was like, yeah, I heard that Maul and Drake talk. But I kind of feel like Maul keeps saying that because I think he knows it's getting under Academics' skin. Now, Academics ain't said nothing about it, but, everybody's been saying, oh, man, look at the relationship that Ack and Drake have. But now you got another person who also has this close relationship with Drake who's also in the media. It almost feel like Maul is just sticking a knife in Academics to say, yeah, I'm cool with Drake too. You ain't the only golden boy that get to talk to Drake. Yeah, like it's almost like his little bit of revenge. Like, hey, bro, you not the only person who talking to Drake. That's just my opinion on that. But, I'll get back to the song. But enough of that. I want to get to the main point. I agree with Maul. I do think J. Cole and Drake have some issues right now. When Drake is unfollowing people, when he's on stage talking about fake friends, I think it's a good chance. It's a lot of people that's in that middle ground that Drake is saying, nah, it ain't no fucking middle ground. I don't fuck with you. If you didn't choose my side, you on the other side. I think the same thing can be said about Travis Scott. When Travis went up there and he was playing Not Like Us and all that other shit, I think Drake saw that and I think he not fucking with Travis Scott. I think when the beef came to just fatal blows and it was looking like J. Cole wanted to back down and he wasn't going to join Drake, or at least just back up Drake. I don't think Drake necessarily wanted, J. Cole to do a group diss record towards Kendrick together. I don't know. But I do think he would have liked if both of them were sending shots at Kendrick, just because you had everybody sending shots at Drake and he had nobody, by his side. Meanwhile, Kendrick had 19 other people all dissing Drake alongside him. We never take that into consideration when we think about Kendrick Lamar winning the beef. He had 19 other dudes. The 20v1 was real. He had all of these other dudes helping him bring down Drake. Not to say it's supposed to be fair. I'm just saying it's something we forget. You had all of those other fan bases turning against Drake along with the huge Kendrick Lamar fan base. Just something to think about. I just think Drake would have liked to have a friend and a partner and somebody backing him up in that situation. I think he thought J. Cole was going to be that guy, and J. Cole was like, nah, bro, I'm apologizing. That's my man. I love him. I don't want to get in between y'all two. But Maul had a point. You dropped the record and you got scared after you dropped it and you apologized. But on the other hand, look, I know J. Cole put out that song, but he did apologize and he did decide to be the bigger man. And I know that's not cool in hip hop. I know it's not cool in competition, but I think it was a great example to set, not only for young black men, but to other artists, to say, hey, you don't have to go back and forth. You don't have to give in to peer pressure and your friends, calling you and telling you, yo, you gonna let him say this to you? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like all of that heat J. Cole took, it's going away now. Everybody's just back to, I want to hear music. I think the beef is so far removed that we only care about it when it comes to Drake and Kendrick. We don't care about all the other loose ends like J. Cole or Rick Ross or anybody else. You know what I mean? But I do think Drake wanted a friend. He wanted support. He thought J. Cole would give it to him in that situation. And I think he's like, all right, you didn't stand up for me. Now it's fuck you. You in the same category as Kendrick. So let me know what y'all think about this. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.